Okay, hello. Oh. Hi everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you can hear me alright. Welcome back to Trucking Tuesday. For the final time this year, it is our last Euro Truck stream of 2024. Oh, 1 second, I've gone to the wrong tab there. Just make sure. Yep, just checking that the camera's working. It's a bit temperamental, TikTok Studio sometimes. But hello, yes, welcome back. How are you today, Saul? Says Brandon. I'm very good, thank you, Brandon. Hope you're doing quite well. Hope you're getting in the Christmas spirit, or, you know, if you're not a celebrator of Christmas, you know, whatever it is you celebrate, Hanukkah, Eid, whatever else is going on at this time of year. Hope you're in a festive mood, you know, regardless of what you celebrate. What's the best mods you use, says Scott Ashton. It's tricky because a lot of the mods that I use are map mods, and you don't really appreciate map mods in the same way as other kind of mods. Like when you drive into a certain country, you don't really think about the fact that, oh, it's this mod that adds this country, if you get what I mean. So I'm never really driving along and thinking, oh, this particular area looks good, I wonder what mod it's from. You know, I don't really think about it while I'm driving. Having said that, all of the map mods that I use are incredible. The Africa ones are really impressive, just from the sheer amount of content that they add. Pro mods obviously incredibly detailed, and it's kind of a must-have. You know, you kind of gotta have pro mods if you're into Euro Truck modding. I know there are some people who don't use it, and there are a lot of mods, you know, that are not pro mods related. But I would say pro mods is kind of like the core must-have mod for a lot of Euro Truck players. So I would definitely put that one quite high on my list. But yeah, I think in terms of map mods, they're all so good. You know, there's so much time and effort goes into them, and you know, massive respect to the mod makers out there who put them together. Have you got the snow mod? Says Brandon. I did not know there was a snow mod. Unfortunately, I don't have any kind of snow mod because that's the first time I'm hearing about it, and it's a bit too late today to add it to the mod list. But just to recap what's happening today, we are finishing our drive to South Africa, and I don't care how long it takes. This stream might run over. As you can see, we've still got quite a long way to go. We're still in Botswana at the minute. A long drive still ahead of us. But I do not want to finish 2024 and still have this drive outstanding. I am finishing this drive today. Whether it takes 3 hours or 5 hours, I am streaming until this drive is done. So buckle up. I hope you're ready to join me. It's going to be a long drive. But we're in, as I say, Botswana. We've driven, if you've not watched my streams before, we've driven from all the way up here, Tórshavn in the Faroe Islands. We've driven right across the UK, right across most of Europe, across the Middle East, into Africa, right across Kenya, Zambia, you know, all these other countries. We've finally gotten into Botswana, and the last country on our list is South Africa. It's been an incredible drive that's taken us weeks and weeks and weeks, but this is the end of it. We're finishing it today. So let's do it. Let's dive in. Have you got FS25 yet? Ooh, sorry, the wheel's been even more twitchy than usual. It's really starting to show its age at this point. Have I got FS25 yet, says RH Photography? Yes, I have. I've got the collector's edition of FS25, which is why I have these ignition keys and this lock here, which actually work with the truck, as you can see. Enjoying it so far. Sorry that last Friday's Farming Sim stream didn't go ahead as planned. I'm probably not going to be playing Farming Sim until next year now, because there's no real opportunity for me to play it now before the end of the year. Ooh. Nearly. But yeah, I'd like to play a lot more of it in 2025. And I'm hoping, you know, if I take a bit of a break from it, then when we come back to it, you know, the modders will sort of have started to get into it. Really, there's, you know, that's the thing. If you're a fan of modding like I am, if you're someone who likes to play games with lots of mods, then whenever a new game comes out, you kind of have to wait a bit till all the big modders start to get into it. And I kind of feel that way about Farming Sim at the minute. Loving the game so far, but I'm also really looking forward to seeing what mods will do for it. So like I say, I'm hoping that if I take a bit of a break from the game and come back to it in a month or so, it'll have a bit of a bigger modding scene behind it. Thanks for following, Voss. Very kind of you. Do let me know, as always, everybody, if you can see and hear me alright, and if you can see and hear the stream alright. The game audio is a little bit quiet for me, but I think that's just because of my headphones being down. There we go. Do you have any other trucks, or just the Streamline, says Lewis? I've got quite a few trucks, actually. I've got, I think, about 10 or 12 trucks. I usually drive the Streamline pretty much all the time because it's my favourite truck by far. My other trucks are assigned to my other drivers at my various garages and stuff like that. But I do have quite a few other trucks. In fact, just to give you a quick look, if I go to Truck Manager, you'll see here we got 11 trucks. Well, we got 9 trucks and 2 buses. Ignore the buses, they're from a mod. The Volvo FH Classic, that's the first truck... No, it isn't. This Volvo FH, this is the first truck that I ever bought when I first started the game, way back in 2019. And I have been playing this on a single playthrough ever since I got the game. I've never restarted it or anything like that. So I bought this truck way back in 2019. I've got 1 truck from each major brand. From each of the brands in the game. So we got 1 Volvo, 1 Scania, 1 Renault, Iveco, MAN and DAF, and Mercedes, and then we got a second Scania and a second Volvo. So we got a pretty decent range of trucks. You know, different sizes, different power, different manufacturers. But this is the one that I drive pretty much all the time because it's a great truck. And of course, I've been driving it for like the last couple of months or so because we've been on this one single delivery the whole time. We've been on this delivery since, I think, September. That's how long it's taken us to drive across 2 continents and about 30 countries, I think. I'll do another count at the end to recap how many countries we've actually crossed. But I think it's got to be like 25, 26 at this point. Hey Saul says, Stormtrooper, how are you? I'm very good, Stormtrooper. How are you doing today? I know that you're a big fan of my Euro Truck streams, so I'm glad to be bringing it to you today. This is, as I say, going to be the final Euro Truck stream for this year, so there'll be no more of this until 2025 after today, which is why I'm so anxious to actually get this drive finished, because it's been long enough. My idea was I would take on this really big long drive and that'd keep us busy for a few live streams. But I didn't expect that 3 months later we'd still be on the same delivery that we started all those months ago. So as soon as I finish this, that is going to be the end of Euro Truck for this year. When I bring Euro Truck back in 2025, we're going to take some smaller jobs. We're not going to do any jobs of this length again for a very long time. Because I just feel like it doesn't... Whoa, what the... Well, that police car literally appeared from inside that truck. I don't know if you saw that, but that truck in front of us was driving along, and then suddenly that police car literally just popped in out of the back of it. So that's good, isn't it? Now, 9% cargo damage. I think we'll do a little bit of a rewind on that one. Let me just check when the last autosave was, and we might 15:13. That wasn't too long ago. Let's just rewind just a tiny bit. I don't normally, like, undo collisions if they're my fault. If I have a crash and it's my fault, I will take the consequences. But when it's something like that, when a car just literally just appears out of thin air and you hit it, no, I'm not having that. I'm not taking responsibility for that one. How is FS25, says it's Jack. FS25 is very good, it's Jack. I'm very much enjoying the game so far. I haven't played it for about a week or so because I've been so engrossed in other games at the minute. I've been really big on Train Simulator at the minute. As you know, Train Simulator already one of my most played games. But I've been on a bit of a train sim kick for the last few weeks, so I haven't really been playing much of my other games. When are you next streaming it? Farming Sim, there's going to be no more Farming Sim till next year now, unfortunately. This is my last streaming week of the year, so we got Euro Trucks Day, Factorio on Thursday, Train Simulator on Saturday. Then there's going to be no streams next week, because it's Christmas week, obviously. There will be one stream in between Christmas and New Year. I'm going to do a one-off stream, probably on like the 29th or 30th. Which is just going to be tying up a few loose ends. I'm going to be finishing Alien Isolation, playing a little bit of the other games that I want to finish up before the end of the year. So I might play a little bit more Farming Sim on that stream. But apart from that, there's going to be no more Farming Sim now until 2025. Sorry for the Farming Sim fans out there, but that's just how it goes. And yeah, like I say, I'm going to be taking... I'm probably going to be taking 2 weeks off from streaming, with the exception of that one-off stream. I'm not going to be streaming on Christmas week, and I'm not going to be streaming on the first week of the year. My sister is actually coming up to visit me for a few days in the new year. So I'm not going to be streaming on the first week of January either. Which means streams will probably start back up again in... Let me check the calendar, because I don't actually know what days we're on. Where's my calendar? The 6th. Monday the 6th of January, which I'm sure isn't an important day for anyone else in the world for any reason. Oh... The autosave was right after the collision. I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy about this, but I'm not loading another autosave. We're just going to have to deal with it. And we're... Oh, the cargo is 9% damage, though. We are going to get such a massive penalty for that. And because of something that wasn't even my fault. I'm really annoyed about that. What a great way to start off the stream. But again, no rewinds. Not anymore. We've done enough of that. That's the reason that this drive has taken so long, is because every time I have a slight crash, better rewind to the last autosave. Well, I'm not doing it anymore. If we take damage now, we take damage. That's it. God, that's bad. That is quite severe. But again, no takebacks from this point forward. No takebacks. If we hit someone, then we take the damage. We take the penalty. That's it. No mulligans. Talking to no one, mate, says Jack. Well, that's where you're wrong, Jack, because there are 12 people watching the stream right now, apparently, so I'm talking to at least a dozen people. I'm not sure if you're familiar with how streams work, Jack. You're not the first person to make this mistake. Lots of people come into my streams and say this same thing. But the way live streams actually work is that normally the streamer talks. Like, normally they don't just sit there in complete silence for 3 hours. They actually talk to their audience who are watching the stream. which is what I'm doing. You know, there's people at home watching me, and I'm talking to them as they watch. Do you see how it works? And obviously, they're not talking back to me because we're not on like a voice call or anything. But they can leave messages in the chat, like you've just done. You just left a message in the chat right there. So that's how you talk to me, and then I talk back to you by actually talking, right? Are you getting it? Is it starting to sink in? How are you doing? Says Jess. I'm very good, Jess. I'm having a very good day, a very good drive. Been for a little bit of been to do a little bit of shopping today. Went to Asda to get the last bits and bobs for Christmas. Not like presents and stuff like that. I've already bought all of those. But went to Asda to get like all the snacks and food for Christmas dinner, all the veg. So we're fully prepared now for the big day. There's not going to be any last minute popping down to the shop to get cranberry sauce or anything like that. We got it all sorted. Are you okay after Alien? I'm just wrapping presents now, says Jess. Oh, I'm good. Yeah, we actually... I don't know if you joined for the later stream, but I actually did a little bit more Alien Isolation in the evening on Sunday. I only played it for another hour or so, just because I didn't really want to end it on a bad note, you know. So I played a little bit more of it later on in the evening, and it ended quite well. We ended on a high note, which was nice. But like I say, you didn't miss too much. Basically, we went to Siegs and Synthetics, like the... we went to Apollo, which is like the computer that controls all the androids on the ship. And Samuels, the Weyland-Yutani guy, he like tried to interface with Apollo, and he died. Unfortunately, the stream did end with Samuels dying. But it didn't end with me dying. I survived, so that's good. But yeah, like I say, you didn't really miss too much. There was no like major plot points or anything apart from Samuel's dying. But there will be a little bit more Alien Isolation in that special one-off stream that I mentioned earlier, and that will be coming right at the end of the year, probably on the 29th or 30th. Okay, I've got a lot of questions coming in right now. Sorry for my yapping. I'm just trying to. Your questions will be answered in due course. Don't worry, one at a time, please. But let's see what else. Oscar says, "What's your opinion on the US TikTok ban?" Says Oscar. It's quite disappointing, Oscar. I've got to say. For me, as a creator on TikTok, I'll be honest, it isn't going to affect me hugely because the vast majority of my audience is in the UK anyway. But I know there are a couple of people out there from the US who watch my stuff, and obviously I follow quite a lot of content creators in the US as well. So it is a shame. It's definitely not a great decision. It's a completely nonsensical decision, let's be honest. It doesn't make any sense at all that TikTok would be banned when there are other social media platforms out there that have done far worse and have no repercussions. In fact, I'm not even sure what TikTok's supposed to have done, to be honest, to warrant the ban. Maybe I'm just not educated. Maybe they've done some horrible shit that I don't know about. But as far as I'm aware, Joe Biden just woke up one day and said, "Oh, I'm going to ban TikTok." Well, it wasn't actually Joe Biden. It was the Supreme Court, I think, that decided to ban it. But again, not really sure why. Not really sure how they're going to enforce it because people can just use VPNs. I'm pretty sure that a lot of TikTok creators in America will just use VPNs and carry on doing what they're doing. So it doesn't make sense in the first place. It's going to be incredibly difficult to enforce. But yeah, it is what it is. I have no control over it here in the UK. Sorry, everyone in the US who is on TikTok. Genuinely, I'm very sorry that you're going to be losing access to this platform, which, you know, has its fair share of shit, but is also, you know, a great place, to, you know, with some really great creators and some really great stuff. It is a shame. That's all I can say, really. So sorry, America. Jack says, what's your opinion on LGBT? Well, considering that I am two of those letters, the L and the T specifically, I'm a big fan. I think that's all that really needs to be said in answer to that question. Where's Omzi, says J-Ghost. Good question, J-Ghost. There is going to be no more Omzi until next year now. I was supposed to play some last Wednesday, but unfortunately... Wait, hang on, let me go back in a sec. I was supposed to play some last Wednesday, but unfortunately I was a little bit busy with doing some Christmas shopping. Like I say, it's going to be after Christmas now when I next get a chance to play it. The good news is I have played it quite a bit off stream, and I've gotten a feel for it a little bit more, so I actually know what I'm doing now. So when we do come to play it in the new year, I won't rage quit again. If you didn't watch my Omzi live stream that I did a few weeks ago, I did rage quit. The stream was only half an hour long. It's the first time I've ever quit in the middle of a stream like that. Not proud of it, but it happened. Oh. Getting gear saw. And turn the parking brake off as well. Sorry, I'm miles away. Do you like trucks? Yes, I do. Yes, I don't think that's really that big of a secret. I'm a big fan of trucks. I will admit I'm not particularly knowledgeable about trucks. Not as much as tractors and trains, which are my other interests. I would say I like trucks, but I don't really know that much about them. Like I say, compared to something like trains, which I know a lot about and enjoy. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let me give my gob a rest for a minute. Oh, actually, we need to back up because I need to... Wait, do I need to sleep? 2 hours 29. Okay, actually. Can we get to the next town? Colomo, 2 hours 4 minutes. Yeah, easily. Can we get to Livingston? 4 hours 56. I think that might be a bit too far. Okay, we'll aim for Colomo then. In 2 hours. How long have we got left on the entire drive, by the way? 119 hours. Not bad, not bad. Like I say, I'm not ending the stream today until we finish this drive, so I don't know how long that's going to take, but it will be done. We will be getting to Cape Town in today's stream. We will be delivering this helicopter, which I've been lugging around for the last 3 months of my life, We will be finishing the delivery today. I guarantee it. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like my truck is pulling to the left a little bit. No, it's not doing it now. I think it's like when I turn the wheel left, it stays left, which is not good. Like it pulls to the left after I've done a left turn, if that makes sense. I don't like it. I mean, I've been saying for a very long time that I need to get a new wheel. This might be it. This might be the end. It might be on its last legs right now. Okay, do I have space to overtake? Ooh. Better not risk it. How long am I going to be stuck behind this guy? Oh, it's okay. Colombo's only a few miles away now. Yeah, I'm tired, I get it. Can I drop down to 6th here? No. Worth a try. Don't worry folks, we'll be at the rest stop in a minute, then we can sleep, and then it'll be daytime again. It's much more fun driving in the day, because you can actually see what's around you. I cannot see a thing right now outside of the truck. Driving home for Christmas! Says Christmas. Yes, we are. This is it. We are going to be finishing this drive and then driving back to the UK for Christmas. By which I mean fast travelling back to the UK for Christmas. Because there's no way in hell that I'm actually going to drive all the way from South Africa back to England, considering how long it took to drive down here in the first place. No, as soon as we get to South Africa, we're taking the ferry home. God, this is painful. Can you move, please? There's too much traffic coming the other way to even attempt an overtake. That's the worst part. I mean, I could have gone then, to be fair, but I've missed my chance now. Oh, thank God, here we are. Okay. Now, obviously, this isn't an actual truck parking space, but we can't stay awake long enough to get to a proper truck parking space, so we're just going to sleep here. Sorry for checking my phone during the stream, by the way. I'm expecting a package. Just got to make sure that it's, you know... It is a Christmas present, so I want to make sure that I'm here when it arrives and it doesn't get taken back to the depot or whatever, because if it does, then I won't be able to get it back till after Christmas at this point, which is always fun. Do we need more fuel right now? I mean, we're at a petrol station. We might as well. $76 litres. We used 76 litres in that short drive. That was about 50 miles or something. It wasn't very far. Oh, while we're on it, let me make sure that I put the next rest stop in. We get to Francistown. Oh my god, I've just realised we aren't even in Botswana yet. We're still in Zambia. Oh my god. Okay. I'm starting to regret promising to finish this drive in today's stream, because it's... It's a lot further than I realised. Deleted user 333333 says, "Alright bloke, how's it going?" Okay. Is that supposed to upset me? You want me to break down in tears? What are you trying to achieve with that? You promised, says Jess. Yes, I did promise, and I'm going to keep that promise. I regretted making the promise, but I'm still going to keep the promise. We're getting to South Africa. If it takes 6 hours, I don't care. I'm not ending the stream until we get there. How far is it, says Scott Ashton? It is another 117 hours, which... I don't know how much that is in real time. I feel like it's probably more than 3 hours, though, which is the usual length of my streams, so we definitely will be overrunning. Do you drive IRL, says Jaden? No, I don't. You can probably tell by how badly I drive in the game. No, I do not drive in real life. And I don't really intend to be honest. It's not ever something that I've really wanted or needed to do. So, I've never had the inclination to learn. What's AMA mean, if you don't mind me asking, says Shay? AMA is short for Ask Me Anything. And I will do my best to answer. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You know, all legitimate questions. If you want to ask me a nice, respectful question, then you will get a nice, respectful answer. On the other hand, if you want to ask me a sarcastic, hateful question, then you will get a sarcastic, hateful answer. Because I'll give as good as I get. So, you know, ask me whatever you want, and I will decide whether I respect the question enough to answer it. Let's put it that way. How are you doing, Saul? Says Cardiac Sensor. I'm doing very well, Cardiac Sensor. How are you doing? What's it like being trans? Says Blue Star. That is a good question. That's a very good question. It depends. It kind of depends what sort of setting you're in. For me personally, I'm very lucky to be surrounded by family and friends who are very accepting, so I, for the most part, have a pretty good life. Pretty, you know, it's pretty enjoyable. There are obviously some situations where it's less enjoyable. There's a lot of negativity out there, and I'm quite lucky like I say, to be in such a situation where the people around me are generally very accepting. It's not the easiest of ways to live your life, because there are certainly people out there who would rather I, you know, just crawled under a rock and died, but I'm not going to. Sorry, if that's what you want. That's not what you're going to get. But yeah, I think the best way I can answer that question is, you know, it's not always the easiest life, but I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't change it for anything, because I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life. What are you carrying, says Zervinx. We are carrying a helicopter. We're carrying it to Cape Town, South Africa, all the way from Tórshavn in the Faroe Islands. It's taken us 3 real-time months to drive all this way. I stream this game once a fortnight, and it's taken us since September to get all the way here, but this is the final stream. We are finishing the delivery today. They should have just flown it, says Scott Ashton. Yes, they should have just flown it. Everyone says that. I don't know why I'm carrying this helicopter when it could have just been flown down, but I don't ask questions. They just tell me where to drive, and I drive. Someone said, what do the control sticks do? So this stick here on the left is the gear shifter. You can see there, I'll just shift down to 9th just to demonstrate. This stick here is the handbrake, which I'm not going to use right now because that would cause a disaster. But that's the handbrake. This stick here is the indicator. And that's it, that's all the sticks. Okay, eyes on the road. Eyes on the road, Saul. Thing is, I do have to read the questions as well, you know. That's the only thing. Like, it's all well and good playing a driving game, but when you have to keep looking over at the chat to, you know, to read comments and answer questions and stuff, you do sometimes take your eyes off the road for just a little bit too long and end up in an unfortunate situation. Jess says, I did that on my truck test, put the handbrake on a bit early. Oh dear, Jess. I hope it didn't affect your marks too badly. Shay says, is that the Moser button panel? I'm not 100% sure on the name of the brand. This is the Logitech heavy equipment panel. So it's all part of the Logitech heavy equipment bundle, which is the wheel, the side panel, and obviously the foot pedals, which are down below. 230 quid for the whole bundle. The panel, it's worth it just for the panel, to be honest, because the panel is great. No faults whatsoever for the panel. The wheel, a little bit on the cheap side, and I definitely plan on upgrading the wheel in the new year. But the side panel, I'm definitely keeping hold of that because it's absolutely fantastic. The pedals are okay, but there is only brake and accelerate. There's no clutch pedal. So again, I'm going to be looking to upgrade those in the new year as well. But all in all, if you are like looking to get your first wheel and you're not really sure what to go for, I would say the Logitech bundle is a very good like sort of entry-level thing. It's quite cheap. It's not the most sophisticated. It doesn't have like vibrate functions or force feedback or anything like that. But it is, you know, you get what you pay for. If you want a cheap bundle to get started with simulators, I would recommend it. What's the ignition from, says Steve. The ignition here is from the collector's edition of Farming Simulator 25. I can't take the key out right now because you can only take the key out when it's in the off position. But the collector's edition of Farming Simulator 25 comes with the ignition lock and the keys. And it was pretty much plug and play for Euro Truck as well. It worked, you know, you just plug it in and then map the buttons. It's got 3 positions. There's the off position, the neutral position, and the start position. Right now it's in the neutral position, so if I turn it to the left, it turns the engine off. If I turn it to the right, it turns the engine on. Obviously, it's already on right now. But yeah, really, really great bit of kit from the from Farming Simulator 25 there. Thanks for following, Nova Aurora. Thank you very much. Ollie says, only 8 days till Christmas. It certainly is, Ollie. I'm very excited for the big day. Going to be a big family get-together. We always do a bit... We always take it in turns in our family for who's hosting, you know. And this year it's at my house, believe it or not. It's right here. So, bit panicky. But we got all the stuff. We got all the dinner, you know, all the veg and all the meat and everything ready for Christmas Day. So it should go over quite smoothly, hopefully. But yes, very very excited. Got all my Christmas shopping done. There's just one more present that I'm waiting to arrive. I've already ordered it, but it's not going to be arriving until Monday, which hopefully it arrives on time. Because if not, then that's going to be a disaster. But yeah, I'm just waiting on one more present to arrive, and then I'm ready. Are your parents proud of you? Says Will. Yes, my parents are incredibly proud of me, Will. Thank you for asking. In fact, my dad joins my streams quite regularly. He's here on TikTok, and he's very supportive of me here on TikTok, as well as in real life, obviously. What went wrong, says Will? Nothing went wrong. As I just said, I came out to my parents about 3 years ago, and they took it very well. They've been very supportive and accepting of me throughout my transition, so I would say quite literally nothing went wrong. It went as perfectly as it could have gone, to be honest. How old are you? I am 25, says I'm 25, Ben Coles. Sorry, tripped over my tongue a little bit there. But yeah, I'm 25. I'll be 26 in March, a few months' time. Are you trans or something, says CM. Yes, I am indeed. What country do you live in, says Ollie. I am from the UK. I live in South Yorkshire in England. What's the game, says Ben Coles. The game is Euro Truck Simulator 2. Normally I have it in the title of the stream, but today's stream title was a bit wordy, so I couldn't fit it in. That's a hard sell, says CM. Not sure what you mean by that remark, CM. If you'd like to elaborate, please do. Thank you for the elf, Steve. Very kind of you. I just changed lanes there without even looking or indicating, because I was looking at the chat. Sorry. Ollie says, my nanny and granddad live there. That's cool. Cool. So, are they, like, originally from the UK? Are you, like, quarter English? AKB says, have you upgraded your right, Sal? I'm not sure if that was maybe a typo, AKB. If you'd like to rephrase it a bit, because I'm genuinely not sure what you're asking there. Ollie says, yeah, but I live in Ireland now. Ah, I see. So you're not too far away then, just over the pond. Not the big pond, the little pond. The Irish Sea. Is it called the Irish Sea? The sea between England and Ireland? Between Great Britain and Ireland? I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. What does AMA mean, says Jack Maxwell. AMA is short for Ask Me Anything. Any question at all, I'm here to be an open book, and I will try my best to answer, as long as it's you know, a respectful question. The Irish Channel, says CM. Thank you for correcting me, so I was close. I'm sure I've heard it called the Irish Sea before, though. But maybe not. Are you going to let me in, kind fellow? Yes, you are. Thanks very much. Very, very nice of you. Rig. Oh, AKB, have I upgraded my rig? No, we're still on the same rig. Oh, unless you... Do you mean my in-game rig, or do you mean my actual peripherals? Because my in-game rig, it's the same. We haven't upgraded our truck in a very long time. My actual physical peripherals have been upgraded quite a lot over the last few months. Just think, back when I first started streaming on TikTok, I only had the wheel, the panel, and the pedals. I didn't have the gear stick. This is the gear stick. I didn't have the gear stick, I didn't have the handbrake, and I didn't have the ignition key. Those are all things that I've acquired in the last few months. So my setup is very different now to how it looked even just a couple of months ago, really. Where are you, says James? We're currently in Botswana. I forgot to mention, actually, when we passed over that bridge a few minutes ago, that was the border between Zambia and Botswana. So we are now in Botswana. Next rest point is Nata in 10 hours, according to the GPS. So about 20 minutes. Happy farming, says Ascend K9. Well, I'm not farming right now, Ascend, but thank you very much. I'm trucking at the moment. Neil says, alright bro, how's it going? How are you doing, Neil? Welcome to the stream. It's not the farming game today, Ascend. No, you're quite right. Not today. Oh, was that a police car? That was a really cool paint job on that police car. Thanks for following, by the way, Ascend. Very kind of you. What days do you do Farming Sim, says Ollie. I normally do Farming Sim on Fridays. Unfortunately, I won't be playing it again until the new year now. Because we're coming very close to the end of the year and I'm going to be taking a couple of weeks off. Over the Christmas period. So there isn't going to be any more FS25 now until the new year, unfortunately. Sorry for everyone out there who enjoys my FS25 streams. There may be a one-off stream between Christmas and New Year where I'm going to be doing like a bit of a variety show and playing a few different games. So I might play a little bit of Farming Sim during that stream. But the next proper Farming Sim stream, that won't be until the new year, unfortunately. Thanks for following Ted Crab. Okay, oh, I was just about to say the road ahead looks quite clear. It's very hard to see what's in the distance because, you know, it gets quite pixelated. You can see a lot further in real life than you can see in the game, obviously. Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, that is way too long a line of trucks to be overtaking. I'm gonna have to cut back in again. Worth a try. Could I maybe try again? I'm going to try again after this car. That was quite close. Oh, we're risking it here. We are risking it here. Can you not go any faster? Seriously? I feel like this truck has slowed down a lot recently. Maybe it needs a service. Oh! Let me back in, let me back in, let me back in! That was a close call. Oh, for God's sake, every time. Every time I try and overtake. And it was a police car that time, so good job I didn't go ahead with that one. I'm probably better off staying in 9th. Right, what's going on here then? Oh! Jesus Christ, I accidentally put it into reverse then. Whoops! There we go, that's a bit better. We got past that coach. How far to the next rest stop? 7 hours and 43 minutes, apparently. And how long till I need to sleep? 5 hours and 58 minutes. Okay, we're going to need to put our foot down a little bit here. We're going to have to be a little bit more reckless with the rules of the road. Thanks for following, Luke. What happens if you speed? Well, if we get caught speeding, we can get a speeding ticket. We can get a fine. But they don't really affect us that much anyway, because I've got more than 10 mil. It's just like real life, you know. If you're if you're rich enough, then a fine is nothing. It's pennies. What happens if you drive over a bike rider, says William Mackenzie? If I drive over a bike rider, I will also get a fine. Believe it or not, only a fine for murdering a bike rider in Euro Truck. It's just a fine. I won't go to prison. What game, says Alfie? The game is Euro Truck Simulator 2. Is it on Xbox, says Alfie? No, unfortunately not. As far as I remember, the original Euro Truck Simulator is on Xbox, but Euro Truck Simulator 2 isn't, because it's the second game in a series. You can get the original, like I say, on Xbox, but it's you know, I mean, let's face it, it's a vastly inferior game. If you want to get like the true Euro Truck Simulator experience, you're better off playing the second one. But like I say, the second one is PC only, unfortunately. Would be so much better as a console game, says Jess. I think it would be great if it was on consoles. I'm not sure the reason that it's not on consoles. I would hazard a guess that it may be something to do with licensing, because there's like real life truck brands in there. But then again, you know, games like Farming Sim are also available on consoles. So who knows? Maybe it's something to do with the, you know, the requirements of the game, hardware-wise. I'm really not sure, to be honest, why it isn't on consoles. But it isn't, and it is a shame. Why is my indicator on? I keep having to shift down to 9th, because every time I get stuck behind a car, I have to slow down. I'm just constantly shifting between 9 and 12. And desperately hoping that I might get a chance to overtake. And I never do, because there's always something coming the other way. Nearly. Truck Spotter says, why are you slowing down? Just speed up, my guy. Sod this. I'm getting past. I'm getting past. Sorry, guys. I will read a couple more comments in a minute. I had to get past that guy. Okay, Truck Spotter says, have I played FS25? If I have, do I like it? Yes, I have played FS25. Big fan of it so far. I pre-ordered the Collector's Edition, which is how I got this wonderful ignition lock, which I'm using with Euro Truck at the minute. But great game so far. Definitely enjoying it. What's the difference between Euro Truck 1 and 2, says Freddy? Well, first and foremost, the brands. I'm not sure if there's any brands in Euro Truck 1. There might be MAN. But as far as I'm aware, it doesn't have, you know, Scania and Volvo and the other brands that Euro Truck 2 has. There's also the scale of the map. The map is a lot smaller. I think it's 1 to 32, whereas Euro Truck 2 is 1 to 19, so the map's a lot bigger. And obviously there's a lot more of Europe, because Euro Truck 2 has been in development for like over 10 years at this point. It's a very old game. So there's just a lot more places to actually go compared to the first game. I would say the first game is a nice, you know, nice way to sort of dip your toes in and get a feel for it. But it isn't, you know, up to the standard of the second game, really. Jess says more accessible for some people. Yeah, I agree. I've said it before. I'm not one of those like PC snobs, like, oh, I'm better than you because I've got a computer. I think, you know, both computers and consoles have their pros and cons. It depends. You know, different people are more suited for computers. Some people, you know, will find consoles more suitable. It all really depends on the needs of the individual customer, right? And I do think it's a shame when you have games that are available on one but not the other for like no apparent reason. Sometimes there is a reason. Obviously, some games are too big to go on consoles and stuff like that. But there are some games where like there's not really any good reason for them to not be on consoles. It doesn't always make sense for them to not be on consoles. And in cases like that, it is a shame. Because, like I say, not everyone has a PC. Not everyone has a console. It depends on your needs, and that's okay. You know, some people will be better off with a console. Some people will be better off with a computer, and that's fine. And no matter how much Skullgamer and people like Skullgamer say consoles suck, I don't believe that they do. I don't agree. I hate it when people start to sort of make up this, try and make an issue of it and try and make it into this big argument. You know, oh, PC is better than console or console is better than PC. At the end of the day, they're both just different mediums for delivering games, and whichever one is better suited to you is the one that you get, right? So let's please not start this argument about, oh, PC's better, consoles suck, anyone who has a console's an idiot. Let's not go down that path, please, Skullgamer. Jess says, I find console a more relaxing experience rather than setting up a computer. Says that is perfectly valid. Honestly, that I think is one of the biggest pros of consoles, is that they're a lot more accessible. They're a lot more, you know, just plug and play. I think PCs are a lot more involved. There's a lot more you have to do to sort of get stuff up and running. If you just want to sit down, put a game in, and start playing it, then a console's perfect for that. You know, that's why consoles exist, so that you can just sit down, put a game in, and play it. So if that's what you want to do, then a console's perfect for you. Okay. Merry festivities, says Dom. Indeed, Dom, merry festivities. Whichever holiday you celebrate out there, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, Eid, hope you're having a great time in this festive period. Am I Christian, says George. I'm not Christian, no. I would consider myself an atheist, to be quite honest with you. We do celebrate Christmas in the secular sense, as many people in the UK do at this time, you know, these days. I would say that the vast majority of people who celebrate Christmas in the UK are not Christian. Because it's so far removed from like the Christian holiday. Not to go down this whole this whole rabbit hole, but it's become so commercialized and so marketable that nowadays it's just like a cash grab. But we fall for it every time. I certainly fall for it. I love Christmas, even if it is just a holiday that is used to make money, by selling crap. I love it anyway. Thanks for following Jord, by the way. A couple more people followed earlier. I just want to quickly rewind and read out a couple of the other people who followed earlier, because I did miss out a couple of names. So thank you, Sveinung Jill Dizel. Probably not saying that right, but thank you for following. Thank you, Robert Proctor. Thank you, Exploded. And thank you, Jord, who I just read out just now. Thank you, everyone there, for following. Back to the game. You remind me of Sheldon, says Aiden. Believe it or not, Aiden, you're not the first person to tell me that. I don't know if... I mean... Let's just say I've been told that before, and leave it at that. Nope. Can I just overtake, please? Could somebody... You know what? Fuck it. Let's go off-road. Why not? It's much quicker than being stuck behind traffic, so... That's Reckless, says Aiden. Well, Reckless is my middle name. It's not actually, my middle name's Rose. Ruining the immersion, says Daniel. I mean, the immersion was ruined a long time ago. As much as I like to compliment this game and talk about immersion, there are several areas of this game which make it not the most realistic experience, so I would, I don't really care too much about breaking the immersion. It's free-spirited, said Jess. Exactly, yes. I go where the wind takes me. And the wind takes me off the road into the Scrumland. What is your dream gift on TikTok, says Jordan? I don't know, John. I've never really thought about it, to be honest. Any gift is appreciated. I'm always very grateful for any gifts. Thank you, by the way, for the festive potatoes, Jess. I've only just noticed those. But you know, all gifts are appreciated. You know, however much you want to give, if you do, it's always greatly appreciated. But please don't feel pressured to do so. Okay, we're at the next rest stop. We've still got an hour. We've still got, well, nearly 2 hours before we need to sleep. Could we actually make it to Francistown? No, we could not. Okay, we're going to sleep here. Truckspotter says, I sent Heart Me and 17 Flame React. So you did. Thank you, Truckspotter. It's very hard to see the gifts when people send them because obviously my chat is on this little window down here, but it doesn't quite fit in the window, so the actual gifts get cut off. So I actually have to like tab out of the game into TikTok Studio to see gifts, which I apologise for, but like I say, I do try to read out all gifts when I see them. So thank you, Truckspot, for the hearts and the flame heart. Okay, anyway. This is a rest point, yeah? Yep, there we go. Wrong button. There we go. I've just spilled coffee on myself. Jesus Christ. Like a child. How old are you, Saul, to be spilling coffee on yourself? Good God. I mean, obviously a child wouldn't be drinking coffee, because that would be very irresponsible. Oh no, actually we'll stay in 6 for now. Ooh, bit over the line there. Okay, next rest spot. Let's mark it on now. Gaborone. Nope, way too far. Palapie. Yeah, we can make that. So this is actually going to be the furthest south I've ever driven in Euro Truck. As you can see, the furthest south I've been so far is Francistown. So once we get past Francistown, we will be on new roads again, into new territory. Thank you for the donuts, Game Family. 1991. Very kind of you. Almost took a poll out there, says... Oh yeah, it's because I keep looking at the chat, that's why. Don't phone and drive, they say. Yeah. I mean, looking at chat is basically the equivalent of, like, texting and driving, right? Thanks for following Asta Philpop. Enable text-to-speech, says Mason. I would not dare enable text-to-speech on a live chat. That would be asking for trouble. As soon as I announced, oh, I've got text-to-speech on my live chat, that would be the end of it. The amount of people that would just be commenting the most unbelievable shit. We're all innocent souls here, says Cooper. Oh yeah, you think I was born yesterday? Not a chance. Your sister's top is too small, bro, says S. This is actually my top. It's not really my sister's style, to be honest. She doesn't really wear stripes. This is mine that I bought for myself with my own money. As I did with most of my clothes. Went off the road a little bit there. This is a 30 zone, by the way. The speed limit here is 31 miles an hour. So we are significantly over the speed limit. But if I was obeying the speed limit, then this would be a 9-hour live stream. Put your full beams on, it might be easier to see, says Mason. Believe it or not, I actually have got full beams on right now. I've got a couple of mods active that affect the lighting of the game, so it might not look like my full beams are on right now, but that's just because the light levels are being affected by a couple of mods that I've got active. As long as it's not a school zone, you're fine, says Cooper. Yeah, if I was driving at 75 in a school zone, I think there'd be trouble. Is there other traffic on the road, says Come Fly With Me? Yes, there is other traffic on the road. In fact, you can just about see a truck in front of me there. Kieran says, you're driving without due care and attention. Always. You better believe it. That could be the motto of my transport company. Ashbridge Industries Logistics, driving without due care and attention. IPWQR says, yo Saul, you might have to do a convoy with me and my mate. In the new year, I might actually look at doing some convoys. I wanna play a little bit of unmodded Euro Truck in the new year. I'm gonna finally upgrade to the latest version and get the new Grease DLC. So I might actually do some convoys on Euro Truck in the new year, if anyone out there would like to join me for that. Can you drift the truck, says Cupra. I probably could. I would rather not. We've already damaged the cargo significantly, so it's probably best not to risk it any further, you know? A little bit more off-road action there for us. Thanks for the Ghost and the Roses as well, by the way, Game Family 1991. Valid undertake, says Cooper. Yeah, undertaking is much more my style than overtaking. Especially if it involves going off the road, then I'm game for anything. What does your trailer look like? Says Michael. Wait, is that supposed to be pronounced like Michael? My trailer is a flatbed trailer from Schwarzmüller, and I'm carrying a helicopter at the minute. Would you be a HGV driver in real life, says Mason? I wouldn't want to put so many lives at risk. I think if I was on the road in an actual HGV, there would be many deaths, including most likely my own. You'll never have a head-on collision if you undertake. Now that is big-brained, Cupra. That is absolutely correct. Not with another car, at least. Maybe a head-on collision with a telegraph pole, but not with a car. Tom O'Connor says overtaking is too safe. Live a little and undertake. Yes, exactly. Have a bit of fun with it, you know. Live dangerously. ETS says, Hugo, yes, this is Euro Truck Simulator 2. Someone said, am I on Truckers MP? I'm not on Truckers MP because, unfortunately, you can't play Truckers MP with mods. I'm aware that there is a Pro Mods Truckers MP, but with most of the mods that I'm playing with, there's no support for that. So, unfortunately, I can't play Truckers MP with my current setup. But like I say, I am planning to go back to vanilla Euro Truck in the new year because I want to do convoys. So I might do some Truckers MP as well once I've upgraded to the latest version of the game. Currently, we're playing on the downgraded version 1.5 because that's what most of the mods that I play with are currently on. Do you ever play F1? Says Phantom Original. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of racing games, to be honest. It's just never really been my cup of tea. I'm not really into racing that much. I do like my driving games, as you can see, but not really racing specifically. Why do you have mods, says Jesse Swag? Because they make the game more fun. Any game that has mods, I will normally play with mods. I've currently got a modded Minecraft series on the go. I play Farming Sim with mods. Factorio, I don't have any mods at the minute because I'm enjoying the new Space Age DLC. But I do often play that with mods as well. I've got quite a lot of mods for Train Simulator. Wait, why have I turned in here? I didn't need to turn in here, did I? I just made a completely unnecessary detour. What kind of mods do you use, says Jesse? Mostly map mods. So if I just open up the map real quick, you can see that up here, so this is obviously Europe. This is the actual map of Euro Truck Simulator 2. Pretty much everything else is mods. So all of Africa down here, this is not in Euro Truck. This is all modded content. I wouldn't be able to drive in Botswana right now if I didn't have mods. All these Middle Eastern countries, these are added by mods as well. Russia, quite a lot of mods there. Again, some more West Asian and East European stuff there. I can go to Indonesia. I can go to China, North and South Korea, Vietnam. All of those are modded. So again, in the actual game, obviously you can only go to Europe, but with all the mods that I've got, I can go pretty much everywhere in Africa, Asia, and Europe, which is great. Woo, nearly. Nice top, really, says Jim. Thank you, Jim. That's very kind of you. Let me just scroll back a little bit, because I think we missed a couple of questions. Is the Africa map from Pro Mods? No, Harry. So the Africa mods that I'm using are Heart of Africa, Horn of Africa, Road to Africa, and Road into Wilderness, all of which are available from Truckee Mods. Do you like driving, says Ethan. Yes, I do. Jack Purcell says, what brand steering wheel is that? This is the Logitech G heavy equipment wheel. Can you play Truckers MP if you download, for example, the Balkan, says Marcel? As far as I know, Truckers MP supports all the DLCs, so all of the official DLC from SCS Software is supported by Truckers MP, but it doesn't support mods. So it does support DLC, but not mods. L says, how much was your steering wheel? This steering wheel, along with the side panel and pedals, was £230 for the full bundle. Anhambid says, Gal's got 2 gear sticks. This is a gear stick, this is a handbrake. Unless you were referring to a third thing, which I don't know why you would, but maybe that's what you were referring to. Is that your voice or is that an effect, says Josh? Unfortunately, this is my actual voice. I don't like it any more than you do, believe me. But I'm stuck with it until I get off my arse and do some voice training. Kaleo says, trans, question mark? Yes, indeed. I am transgender. If you couldn't tell already, let me show you my truck, which has a big trans flag on it, and I've just crashed it. There you go. There's my truck, if you wanted... If I couldn't make it any more obvious, that's what my truck looks like. All the best to you, says Jim Saunders. Thank you very much, Jim. It's very kind of you. Have you played DayZ, or DayZ, says Michael. I've never actually played it, but it's one of those games that's always been on my bucket list. Big fan of zombie games. And it is one that I've always wanted to check out. But I just never got round to it, really. What's your favourite game, says Aiden. My favourite game of all time is a game called Oddworld Abe's Exodus. It's a PS1 game, originally released in 1998. It was the first video game I ever played. It has a very special place in my heart because of that, and I actually did play it on stream a couple of months back. Watch pronouns, says Els. My pronouns are she and her. Thank you very much for asking. Josh says, I also have the map. Do you play Convoys? So as I was saying earlier, Josh, I don't play Convoys at the minute. I actually have too many mods for that. There's a limit of 100 mods if you want to play on Convoys. I've got 140 mods active at the minute. I know, but I am looking at going back to either vanilla or a more lightly modded game in the new year. So although I'm not doing any Convoys right now, it is something that I'd like to try out in the future. So if you are interested in doing a convoy with me or joining me on Truckers MP or anything like that, I don't want to say for definite, but I'd like to look into it in the new year. Thanks for following as well, Josh. And by the way, guys, just a quick plug from me. But if you do want to play any multiplayer games with me, if you want to join the Farming Simulator multiplayer server that I've got, or if you want to play Convoy or Truckers MP with me when I eventually get round to that, then I would highly recommend joining the Discord server. There's a link in my bio for that. Whenever I do any multiplayer games or anything like that, Discord is where it'll all sort of be organised from. So like I say, if you are interested in playing any multiplayer games with me at any point in the future, then do please join the Discord server for that. Jim says, I don't want to insult you. I dress up, not quite the same, but I feel comfy. That's great, Jim. Thank you for your honesty and your openness about that. We're you know, different strokes for different folks. At the end of the day, if it's something that makes you feel comfortable and you enjoy doing it, then more power to you. You know, I think everyone has a different sort of relationship with the way that they present and the way that they, you know, the way that we dress, the way that we present ourselves to the world. We all sort of think about it in a different way. You know what I mean? Some of us, you know, feel more comfortable, you know, being one gender over the other. Some of us just feel more comfortable just, you know, dressing up in whatever clothes we want to wear. It's, you know, it takes all kinds of people to make a world. Again, like I say, thank you for your honesty. Like you say, it's not quite the same thing, but it's all people doing what they need to do to feel comfortable with themselves, and you know, that's how the world is. It'd be a pretty boring place if we were all carbon copies of each other, right? I followed you, says Els. So you did, Els. Thank you very much. Let me just rewind just a little bit. Yes, thank you, Josh the Gamer, for following, and also Els. What do I need to do? Oh, thank you as well. WSMK Yano, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but thank you for following. And Fishing Southampton, thank you as well. What do I need to do to join you on Farming Simulator, says Truckspotter. If you want to join me on Farming Simulator, like I say, please do join the Discord server. All the information for the Farming Simulator server is there in the Discord. The server is live at all times, so you can pop in and play Farming Sim whenever you want. I, you know, won't necessarily be on the server at all times. But like I say, the farm's always running even when I'm not about, so you can just join and do whatever you want to do. What farming sim is it, says Truckspotter. It is the newest farming sim, Farming Simulator 25. It's unmodded, so you don't need any mods to join, but you will need the MacDom pack, which is originally a pre-order bonus, but I think you can buy it separately as well for a couple of quid. Thanks for following, Hugo van der Poorten. And also, just to quickly mention as well, if anyone wants to join the Farming Simulator server, just bear in mind that whenever new DLC comes out, that will be added to the server as well. So whenever whenever they release new paid expansions, they will be added to the server. So you will need to own whatever official DLC is available at the time. But it will be completely unmodded because it's cross-play, so if you're on consoles, you can join the server as well. But like I say, for that reason, it is going to be unmodded. You don't need any mods to join. And you can join from your PlayStation or Xbox. Thanks for following, Dan. Shift down a bit. Reported, says Joe. What for, Joe? And I'll be perfectly honest with you, Joe. I'm not particularly worried because I've reported people on TikTok before, and it has literally never resulted in any sort of consequence for the people that I've reported. So I really don't think that reporting me when I haven't done anything is going to work out for you. But thank you anyway. Nice to know that I'm being thought of. He means that he's reporting a guy in the chat. Oh, I see. If you were reporting someone else on my behalf, then thank you. I do actually have a few moderators, but they're not always around at all hours, so sometimes I do have to kind of manage chat myself. And it's not always easy to manage chat when you're trying to drive at the same time. So if, you know, if there is the occasional spam bot or troll comment, I apologise. But I do try to make sure that it all stays nice and civil. I don't mind doing mod if needed, says Jess. Thank you for the offer, Jess. In fact, when I next get to pull over, I will add you as a moderator. I know I can trust you because your name's on my Patreon board. Thank you very much. And thank you to my other Patreons as well, Kate, Sophie and Daniel. I don't know if any of you are here today, but thank you very much for supporting me anyway. Oh, engine off. Oh, thank you for the candy canes, by the way, Josh the Gamer. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you very much for sending those, if you are still here. Much appreciated. Okay, Yep. There we go. Okay, Jess, I have given you moderator privileges. Thank you very much for offering. Keep these people under control for me, will you? I'm joking, of course. I know that most of the comments that I get are pretty respectful. You know, in general, it's just a few loud people who tend to spoil things for the rest of us. You know, which is just life, really. Fruitcake, says Daniel Gold. No thanks, not till Christmas Day. Gotta have a bit of fruitcake on Christmas Day, though. That's tradition, right? With a big old thick slab of icing on top, as God intended. Will 5 gigs of RAM run Truck Sim, says Dylan. Yes, I would say it almost definitely will. When I first got Truck Sim, I had a little laptop. Yeah, I was joking, by the way, Daniel. I don't believe in God either, but it was just a humorous remark. Forgive me. Anyway, Dylan, as I was saying, yeah, when I first got Euro Truck back in 2019, I didn't have a proper PC. I was playing on a little laptop that had like 4 gigs of RAM, and I did play Euro Truck on it successfully. So I would say you probably don't expect to play it on ultra graphics or anything like that. You might have to turn the graphics settings down quite low. But it should run. You shouldn't have too much trouble getting it to run on low graphics settings. What truck game is that, says Max? This is Euro Truck Simulator 2. And we're currently en route to South Africa. We're still in Botswana at the minute. In fact, let me just check where the next checkpoint is. Can we get to Miga? I think we can. So we are officially going to be getting to South Africa within the next half an hour. I'm not liking our chances of getting to South Africa in a reasonable time frame, to be honest, everybody. I think this is going to be a long stream, but I'm standing by my promise that I'm not ending the stream until we get there. Do you have all the packs on the game, says JC? Yes, I have all of the DLC with the exception of the newest one, Greece, because I'm currently playing on version 1.50, which doesn't support the DLC. Again, that's because I've got quite a lot of mods, but I am going to be getting that DLC in the new year and upgrading to the latest version of the game. Off-roading again. Yeah, this really is going to be a long stream. I should have checked how long the drive actually was before I promised to do the whole drive in today's stream. But it's too late now. There's no turning back. Sam says, I love the truck colours, best flag. Thank you, Sam. Yes, my truck is in the colours of the Trans Pride flag. A flag that I very much enjoy. Not just because I'm trans, I think it's just a nice flag in general. I like the colours of it. Where are you in the game, says Colm. I'm currently in Botswana, way down in Africa. We're on a drive to South Africa at the minute with a helicopter in tow. Let me go left instead. Nearly. How long's the travel, says Jack? I would say it's probably going to be another 2, maybe 3 hours. So this is going to be a very long live stream today, like I say. We've actually come all the way from Tórshavn in the Faroe Islands. So about back in September, we started our drive from here. We've been all the way across the UK, all the way across Europe, down through the Middle East, into Africa, all the way across Africa, and now finally we're on the final stretch of the journey to Cape Town. It's a 10,000 mile drive, and we are on the last 1,500 miles. Using pro mods, says Kyle. Yes, we are using pro mods, as well as many other mods. So pro mods is kind of the base of the mod pack that I'm using, because most other Euro Truck mods are based around you having pro mods anyway. So it's got Pro Mods and Pro Mods Middle East as a sort of basis for the pack, and then lots of other map mods on top. We've got Road to Africa, Road into Wilderness, Horn of Africa, we got Road to Asia, we got quite a lot of Russian mods like Russian Open Spaces, Off the Grid, Siberia Map, and so on and so forth. Lots and lots of mods. If you want to see my full mod list, again, I'm going to plug the Discord for a second time in today's stream, because if you join the Discord and go to the Trucking channel, there is a link to a Google Doc which has got a full list of all the mods and where to download them. So if you want to play with the same mods that I'm playing with, there's full instructions on where to get them all. But again, you will have to join the Discord to get access to that. But I've got about 140 mods active in total. Thank you for following, by the way, Corey Rose, Colm BND, Boago Lexau, and Barry Fisher. Sorry, I'm distracted. Thank you all very much for following. How much are Pro Mods, says Evan. So Pro Mods is free. All of the mods that I have installed are completely free to download. You can contribute, I think it's like £1 or something, to get like faster downloads from Pro Mods. It's one of those sites where when you download the mod, you can choose to download it for free, or you can pay a little bit of money to download it faster, which is, you know, how they make money to keep developing the mod. But like I say, that's completely optional. You can download the mods free of charge. Supermodel says, how come you drive in on the side of the road? So the reason that I keep going onto the side of the road is because it's easier than going onto the right-hand side of the road. Whenever I get stuck behind the truck, it's a lot easier to undertake and go off-road rather than overtake and go to the oncoming lane. Just because the oncoming lane always has traffic in it. Like right now, I can overtake because the oncoming lane's clear. Don't you need the DLCs for the map though, says Sam. Yes, so to get pro mods you do have to have all of the paid DLCs with the exception of Greece. So if you don't have any of those, it is going to cost you quite a lot of money to get all of them. But Euro Truck is one of those games which is on sale almost constantly. And that goes for the DLC as well, so if you do want to pick up any of the DLC, I would recommend waiting for a sale. Obviously, Steam's going to be having their Christmas sale coming up very soon, so you could get the DLCs in that. Again, the mods themselves are free, but the DLCs you will have to pay for, and they are required for the mods to work. You could risk it for a biscuit, says Supermodel. I could risk it. Unfortunately, I've risked it too much on this drive already, which is why my cargo is 9% damaged. And I'm probably going to be getting like a 300k penalty on this delivery. Let's be real. Nice truck, says Max. Thank you very much, Max. I'm very, very proud of this truck. It's my favourite truck. This is, of course, the Scania Streamline R730. A real beast of a truck, very, very powerful. Thanks for following as well, Max, by the way. Okay, if we can maintain this speed for the rest of the stream, then we might not overrun by as much as we are going to overrun by, because we are overrunning on today's stream. You better believe it. But how much we overrun really depends on how fast we can drive. We're currently doing 95, and again the speed limit is only 31 here, so we are 3 times the speed limit right now. Thanks for following Corey Rose again. See, another reason why I avoid Truckers MP is because I'd probably be kicked from the server for driving like this. you do actually have to drive sensibly, or you can get kicked from the server. I don't think I'd last very long on Truckers MP, to be honest, with my, shall we say, eccentric driving style. Stormtrooper says, I am a big Scania fan, especially with the V8 engines. Yeah, I'm a big Scania fan as well. Always been one of my go-to for trucks. Like I say, I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to trucks. I'm not an expert in trucks or anything. But from what I do know, you know, Scania, can't really fault them. I believe someone has just joined the Discord server as well. 1 second. When I get onto a straight bit of road where I can pause the game safely without crashing. This'll do. Let's see who we got. We got Jackson. Welcome to the Discord server, Jackson. Don't forget, anyone who does join the Discord server, make sure you choose your roles when you join. Let me know what kind of streams you're interested in. If you want to see Euro Truck, Farming Sim, Train Simulator, let me know, and then we can sort of tailor the experience to you a little bit. Why am I not getting any power? Okay, there we go. Reese says, who the fuck overtakes on the left side of the dirt when there's clear road on the right? I do. It's more fun. Excuse me a second. Okay, Jackson in the Discord server says, how do I get the Druck roll? So Jackson, if you're still watching, all you have to do is go to the Rolls channel. When you join the Discord, go to the Rolls channel, and there's a message there that tells you all of the available roles. You just give yourself whichever roles you want, and then you'll be notified whenever I upload the respective content. So if you give yourself the truck role, for example, you'll get notified whenever I stream Euro Truck. If you give yourself the farming role, you'll get a notification every time I stream Farming Sim, and so on and so forth. So just head to the roles channel and choose which roles you want. Do you remember me, says Evan? I certainly do, Evan. How are you doing? What country are you driving in, says Operation Airbus. Right now we are in Botswana. How's Luna, says Evan? She's doing very well. I'm guessing you saw my latest video about her, which I posted. That was nearly a month ago now, man. I really need to... In the new year, I really want to focus more on videos, because I've been so focused on streaming these last few months that I really haven't made as much video content as I would like to. I'm definitely going to try and do more video stuff in the new year. But yeah, I did a video a few weeks ago about my pet jumping spider, Luna. If you're interested in spiders, then go check it out. It should be my top video, apart from the pinned ones. Thanks for following, Noah and Luke, I think that says. It's written in a very stylized font, so I can't tell. But thank you for following. On the subject of videos, though, I am actually going to be posting a video on Friday. It'll probably be the last video that I make this year. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's a video that I have... It's been 3 years in the making, let's say that. And when I say 3 years in the making, I mean I had the idea for the video 3 years ago, and I've only just got round to actually making it. But that's all I'm going to tell you. There's a video coming out on Friday, which I have wanted to make since 2021. And if you can figure out what it is, I would be genuinely impressed. You probably could figure it out if you went back and looked at some of my really old videos on TikTok. If you scrolled way back to the early days, you might be able to figure out what the video is going to be. But if not, you'll find out on Friday. Game seems exciting, says... Game seems exciting, says username 1363936. Yes, it is. It is a very exciting game. It's a very relaxing game. That's the thing. I don't know if exciting is necessarily the word that I would use to describe Euro Truck Simulator. It's a very fun game. It's a very sort of laid-back game. It's a game that you can just sort of switch your mind off and just sit back and relax. I don't think exciting is the word I would use. But the whole reason that I like playing games like this on stream are because they're relaxing. I like playing games that I can sort of be less focused on the game and more focused on the chat, you know? If I was playing a game that was really hectic and I couldn't take my eyes off it for 1 second, then I wouldn't have time to read comments and interact with you guys and stuff like that. So I think games like Euro Truck and Farming Sim are really the perfect games for streaming because they require a bit less effort, if you know what I mean. I know I shouldn't rest my hand on the gear stick. I've never had a driving lesson, but if I know one thing, it's that you shouldn't keep your hand rested on the gear stick at all times. So I won't. Do you play any car games? Says Archie. Not really, Archie. Like I say, I'm not really a big fan of car games. Well, I'm not really a fan of racing games. I think any game that I play that has drivable cars in it is not really the cars aren't really the focus of the game, if that makes sense. You look at a game like Grand Theft Auto, like technically it is a car game, but I don't know if I'd call it a car game specifically. Like, car driving is like a small part of it, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really play any games where driving is, like, cars are like the main focus of the game. That's what I'm trying to say. Having said that, though, Grand Theft Auto literally has auto in the title. But I think it's less about the cars than it used to be. Do you want to drive? Says Lewis. Do I want to drive in real life? No. I have no intention of driving in real life. It's never something I've been interested in. I just killed a cyclist. And I think if I did drive in real life, I might end up killing an actual cyclist and going to prison, so it's probably best if I don't. I would not trust myself behind the wheel of an actual car. Genuinely, it would end badly, I just know it would. Do you not fancy the freedom it brings? Says Lewis. Not particularly, you know. I live in a place which has pretty decent public transport links. I can get pretty much everywhere I need to go on the bus, and if it's a little bit further, the train. I appreciate that for a lot of people, cars are a necessity. Some people, you know, live in places where you have to drive, or you can't survive without a car. And that's fair enough. And, you know, there are people who just drive because they like driving, and that's fair enough as well. But for me personally, it's not something that I really need to do, and it's not something that I've ever really wanted to do. I think it's just something that if money was no object, if I had enough money that it was just like a frivolous thing that I could just do on a whim, then of course I'd maybe think about doing it. But I think for me it's just one of those things where it's too expensive to really justify doing it when I can get by just fine without doing it. You know what I mean? Where's my next rest point, by the way? Just going to quickly check. Oh, we're nearly there. We're actually nearly at the border with South Africa, which is the final country on our drive. Yay! It's also 5 o'clock, which means if this was a normal stream, I'd be an hour away from the end. But I think it's probably going to take us a bit more than an hour to get to Cape Town. So, like I said earlier, buckle in, because we're in for a long one today. I don't know how much the stream's going to overrun, but it is going to overrun, definitely. That's the third time you've followed me, Corey. I appreciate the gesture. But you don't have to unfollow and refollow. I read your name out the first time, don't worry. I think I just hit an ambulance. Oh my god. Was that an ambulance? Were my eyes playing tricks, or was that an ambulance that I just scraped up against? It was. Oh my god. Yikes. Well, it was an ambulance. Oh dear. Oh god, my pedals are moving. Okay, here is the border between Botswana and South Africa. That was it. It's not a controlled border. No checkpoints or anything like that. That was it. We have just crossed into South Africa. So I do have the rest stop marked here, but we actually don't need to sleep for another 4.5 hours. So I am wondering if we could get to Mahikeng. 3 hours 10 minutes. Yeah, we can make that. What about Settler Goal though? 11 hours 56 minutes. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, let's make it Mahikeng then. Ooh, nearly. I think this is the first set of traffic lights since Kenya. Literally, I don't remember the last time we were at a traffic light. Does anyone remember? Probably about a month ago. Go for an overtake this time. Who knows, maybe we'll go for another one. Or not. Nope. We'll go left. Okay, we've reached that part of the stream where I have nothing left to lose, so I'm driving even more recklessly than I normally do. Am I in a rush? Says Jamhead69. I'm in a little bit of a rush, Jamhead, yes. Because you see, at the start of the stream, I made a promise. I promised that I wasn't going to end the stream until I finished this delivery. Unfortunately, this delivery still has over 1,000 miles on it, so I really want to get it done before the stream ends up being 6 hours long. So yes, you could say I'm in a rush. Okay, here is Mahikang, and this is where I am actually going to take my rest stop. Ooh, sharp turn. Oh, wait, not here. Well, actually, no, while we're here, let's see if there's any repairs need doing. Just wear and tear, basically. I think we've repaired the brakes. Is this the brakes or is it the wheels? We've repaired the wheels like 4 times on this journey. I think it might be best if we just get new ones after we've finished the delivery. Can I sleep, please? The problem is the triggers for these sleep points are so small, you have to be in the exact right spot for it to let you do it. I bet it's going to be on the other side of this truck. Ooh, just hit the mic there, sorry about that, everybody. There we go. My coffee's gone cold. Could be worse. Whoa, don't jackknife. Can you drive in England, says Jamhead. Not today, unfortunately. I really do have to finish this drive. However, we are nearly there, only 70 hours to go. I think we can probably get to Kimberley. Or we could if it had let me put a marker there. There we go, 26 hours, 20 minutes to Kimberley. But bear in mind, that's if we follow the speed limit, which we're not gonna, so it's probably gonna take us half of that time. I do, however, want to put another rest stop here at this petrol station in the middle of nowhere, because we actually are going to need petrol quite soon. And unfortunately, we're long past the previous filling stations. So, when I say petrol, of course I mean diesel. I just say petrol because I don't know why I say petrol. I know that trucks don't actually use petrol. Don't misunderstand me. I think it's just because I call it a petrol station, you know, which, you know, most people in the UK call it a petrol station, even though it's not just petrol that you can buy there. How do you use your indicator, says Reese. So I have my indicator mapped to this stick on my Logitech side panel. I move the stick left to indicate left and right to indicate right. I can also do it with these buttons. Oh, not those buttons. These buttons, no. Some of these buttons somewhere also do it. Oh, wait a minute. Slightly embarrassing. After I literally told someone earlier in the stream that I had my full beams on, it turns out, in fact, I did not. And I suspect I might not have had my full beams on for this entire 10,000 mile drive from the Faroe Islands. Whoops. Well, they're on now, okay? They're on now. I genuinely thought that they'd been on this whole time. Oh my god. Do you play Farm Sim? Says Reese. Yes, I do play Farming Sim on Fridays. Unfortunately, I won't be playing any this Friday, and I won't be playing it again until next year at this point. But Friday is my usual day for Farming Sim. It's light now, says out. Yeah, it is now. By the time I figured out to put my full beams on, it's light enough that we don't need them now. Might actually. Nah, it makes no difference whatsoever. The stream is distracting you. That's dangerous, says Aaron. It certainly is, Aaron. I've had more than my fair share of close calls because I've been busy reading the live stream chat. Where are you from, says Troy? I am from. Well, I'm originally from Harrogate in North Yorkshire. Currently live in Doncaster in South Yorkshire. I've lived in Yorkshire pretty much my entire life, apart from when I was at uni, when I lived in Bath for a few years. But yeah, I've pretty much, you know, born and raised in Yorkshire. Have you played FS25 yet, says Tom? Yes, I have played FS25. We've already done a few live streams in FS25, in fact. And of course, the collector's edition of Farming Simulator 25 is where I got this wonderful ignition key. okay. Oh, nearly. The consequences of my actions. I suppose if you drive like a maniac, sooner or later you're going to pay the price. I've got this sneaking feeling in my gut that just before we get to South Africa, I'm going to be in a massive 15-car pile-up and completely destroy my truck. Let's hope that doesn't come to fruition, but there's always a chance, you know. There's always that little fear that it could all go wrong, especially when you drive as you know, frantically as I do. I might as well just stay off the road, to be honest. Keep going off it so much, I might as well just stay behind the white line, you know. Do you play Truckers MP, says Max? Not very often, no. The reason I don't really play Truckers MP is because I like to play my Euro Truck with quite a lot of mods, and Truckers MP doesn't really support mods, apart from there is a server for pro mods, but most of the mods that I use aren't supported, so I tend to not bother with it. Okay, we're running low on fuel. Where is the fuel station? 39 miles. Okay, we can make it. We can make it. We got 189 miles left. We're fine. Oh, thank you for the Santa heart, JC. I don't know if JC's even still here. That must have been sent like half an hour ago. I'm really, really sorry that I didn't see that straight away. But if you are still here, JC, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Whoa, nearly. I think that's the 5th time in this stream that I've said, whoa, nearly. And it probably won't be the last. Thanks for following, Terence Sharp. Please be careful, Saul, says Stormtrooper. I try to be careful, but it's more fun to not be careful. Craig Hamilton, thank you very much for following as well. Eghun, or Ian? I'm sorry if I'm butchering that pronunciation. I think the G is supposed to be silent. So it's like Yoan, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yoan says, no hate, but are you trans? Yes, I am transgender. And please correct me if I've pronounced your name wrong. I don't mean to. Well, this petrol station looks very grassroots, shall we say? Literally grassroots. There's grass growing everywhere. You pronounce it like Owen. Okay, thank you very much for letting me know. Like I say, I do my best to make an effort with pronouncing names correctly. Sometimes I do struggle. It's difficult when you see a name written down and you've never heard that name said out loud before, you know what I mean? Which is especially a problem on TikTok, because when like someone follows you, you don't hear their name said out loud, you only see the username written down, and sometimes it can be hard to know how to say it. But thank you for letting me know. Like I say, I do always try to get these things right. $40 minutes till the usual stream ending time. I don't think we're going to be getting there in time. something tells me. Maybe it's the fact that there's still 828 miles to go. But you never know. Aaron says you have lovely hair. Thank you very much, Aaron. This is, of course, my natural hair. I get a lot of comments saying, oh, is that a wig? No, it's not a wig. This is my actual hair, believe it or not. And it's taken me nearly 4 years now to grow it to this length. How are you today, says STFC? I'm very good. How are you doing today? Where are you heading? We're still heading to South Africa, but actually I shouldn't say that because we are actually in South Africa. We have finally reached our destination country. There's just 800 miles to go till we get to Cape Town, which is the end of this delivery, and that is it. And I am not ending the stream until we get there, no matter how long it takes, which is why I'm trying to get there quite quickly. Is that ATS 2, says Owen? Yes, this is Euro Truck Simulator 2. Quite heavily modded, I must add. Obviously, can't actually go to South Africa in the base game. I hope they have a cape there, says Stormtrooper. I mean, maybe not the kind of cape that superheroes wear. I think it's named Cape Town after, like, the geographical sort of cape, which I don't actually know what is a cape. I know it's a thing. It's a geographical thing, like Cape Canaveral. What is it? Is it like a bay of some kind? It's some kind of beach or shore, something like that. Do let me know, because I'm curious to know if there's any geographers out there. What actually is a cape in the geographical sense? What do you rate my Scania in my profile, says Owen. I can't actually see it from here, Owen, because it's very small on my tiny little chat monitor there. That's tiny. God, I really underestimate how tiny this monitor is and how difficult it is to see stuff on it. It's very good. It's very good. I'm looking at it slightly bigger right now. Nice truck. What model is it? S660 4x2. Nice. Like I say, I'm definitely not an expert in trucks by any means. I'm not hugely knowledgeable about them, but I know a nice looking truck when I see one, you know. Whoops. Aha, we got an answer from Max. A cape is a headland, peninsula, or promontory extending into a body of water, usually a sea. Thank you very much, Max. So if we look at South Africa then... Oh yeah, I guess Cape Town is on this sort of little sticky out bit, so I guess that is the cape that is in the name Cape Town. Really cool. Nice to know. Thank you very much, Max, for enlightening us. Thanks for following, by the way. Not going to read that username, but thank you for following. Let's say Japanese 1993. Thank you for following. I think, by the way, we just passed Vryburg, which I don't think had anything there. There was apparently a place there, a building there, but I didn't notice it as we drove past. You're cute, says Adam W. Thank you, Adam. It's very nice of you to say. Thank you for following as well. Have you got a limiter on the truck? Take it no. No limiter, Jess. You know me. I couldn't live with a limiter. What is that noise? It's very annoying. Which way am I going? I'm going right. Stormtrooper says, without limiters, great, then you can unleash the mighty Scania V8. Yes! And it really is a beast, you know, I wouldn't dare shackle the V8 with a limiter. It can't be tamed. Ooh. It can't be driven either by me. Thanks for following, DH. Six hours till I need to sleep. Only 2 hours to Kimberley. Oh my god, this was supposed to take 23 hours. Wow. Scotland have lines like that for safety, says Jess. Yeah, I mean, safety's all well and good. in real life, big fan of safety. You know, you could call me a safe person. In video games, less important. Okay, so this is Kimberley. Let's slow it down a bit. Whoa! Okay, right. Wait a second. Just wait a second. Hold on. Now, would someone care to explain to me why these telegraph poles are in the middle of the road? Look at where they are. Look at where the fence is in the road. The fence is literally in the road. Right, who made this mod? Who made this mod? I want to speak to the mod maker. I want to complain. Look at that! Oh my Christ! What the? That is awful. That is. No, I'm sorry. We're not standing for that. We're not standing for that. That's too much. That's too much. Let's rewind in a little bit, everybody. You know what you're doing, yeah? I mean, if that has proven anything, it is that I categorically do not know what I'm doing. Ooh. Okay, everyone twiddle your thumbs for a little bit, if you can. Keep twirling backwards, twirl them forwards. Might take a minute for the game to load back up. We'll be back behind the wheel in no time. Let me take this opportunity to take a sip of my stone cold coffee. That's the stuff. Delicious. Let me also take this opportunity to do a little plug-in. So first of all, I'd like to plug my Discord. Please join the Discord server. There's a link in my bio for that, especially if you want to play any multiplayer games with me, like Farming Sim and Euro Truck. Go and join the Discord server. And if you want to stay up to date with whenever I do videos or go live or anything like that, the Discord server is a good place to keep up to date with that. So please check that out. And second of all, of course, I'd like to shout out my Patreon. Thank you very much to Kate, Sophie, Jess, and Daniel. Jess is actually here in the chat moderating for me tonight. Thank you very much, Jess. And thank you again for supporting me over there on Patreon. If you would like to do that, again, there's a link in my bio. It only costs £1 a month. I'll level with you. You don't really get much for your money. Yet. I do plan on doing some more stuff in the new year. That's another thing that I want to focus on in the new year, is doing more stuff for my Patreon supporters. At the minute, apart from getting your name on this board and a shout out on the stream, you don't really get much else. You do get a VIP role in the Discord. That's about it. But I will be looking to do more stuff for my Patreon members in the new year, so please do consider checking out my Patreon. Like I say, it's only £1 a month. And there's a link for that in my bio. Jess says, I've fully finished wrapping. Nice one, Jess. Well done. I've just got one more present to wrap. Again, the present that is going to be coming on Monday, right at the 11th hour. But I'll be wrapping that ASAP before Christmas Day. Stormtrooper says, I hope it didn't save after the accident. No, fortunately not. It was a little bit before the accident. I think it was shortly after we passed... Yeah, it's shortly after we refueled, so we haven't undone too much this time. We've only got 1% damage, but that's just standard wear and tear. And obviously the cargo is damage that was already done previously. Nobody tells you how fragile helicopters are, do they? But this time, when we get to Kimberley, I've just got to remember, they do things differently in Kimberley, okay? They put their telegraph poles right in the centre of the road. So that's, you know, it's a cultural difference. We'll just bear it in mind. Here in the UK, we give way for pedestrians. In Kimberley, South Africa, they give way for telegraph poles. That's just how it is. God, we're a bit further back than I thought we were. Lancer Doc says the chopper's still on its way for Christmas. Yes, it is, Doc the Lancer. Oh, have you changed your username? I'm sure it used to be Lancer Doc. Now it's Doc the Lancer. But yes, the chopper is still on its way. We're in South Africa, finally, so we're on the final stretch of the drive right now. Had to make a change. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Why you drive so fast? It's not realistic, says Bound J. I mean, I know, I'm aware it's not very realistic. But if I drove realistically, then we probably wouldn't be getting to South Africa until 2027. Because it's such a long drive, and the speed limits in Africa are ridiculously low. Did you lose a bet, says Thes4. I didn't lose a bet. No. I'm unsure to what you could possibly be referring. Okay, slow it down. Way down. Take it easy. Mind the traffic poles / street lamps that are on the left side. Look at that. Look how far into the road they are, though. I'm pissed off about that. You haven't got any tinsel around your cab like the other truckers, says Doc. No, I haven't. No, I haven't decorated my in-game truck or my real-life setup. Unfortunately, last year we actually threw out quite a lot of our old Christmas decorations. So when we came to put the decorations up this year, we didn't have as many as I thought we were going to have. I was going to just take a little bit of tinsel from downstairs and put it up here to decorate my setup a little bit. But like I say, we didn't really have enough for that. So I haven't decorated my my stream setup at all. I'm sorry to say. Hang on a second. We still don't need to sleep for another 5 hours. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep on going. Hopetown, that's 8 hours away. Let's do it. Dr. Lancer says, no tree here, waiting to move house. You're moving house right before Christmas? Damn. I mean, well, good luck to you. Very hectic time to be moving, but, you know, best of luck. Hope it all goes smoothly. Again, look. They are over the white line. These these street lamps are in the middle of the road. That's very annoying. So that was Kimberley, everyone. Did you enjoy your short stay in Kimberley? Less than 650 miles to go. We are getting tantalizingly close now to Cape Town. And it's a beautiful sunny day. Oh, look at that sunlight. I can't see the actual sun, it's probably directly above me where I can't see with the camera. But it is a beautiful sunny day. There ain't a cloud in sight, you might say. Oh, there's the sun. It's in our rearview mirror. Which I shouldn't be looking at because it distracts me. So why can't I see it from out here then? It must be like literally just out of frame. Very annoying. Dr. Lancer says, can't even play Toto to bless the rains down in Africa. Oh, I know. I wouldn't want to risk it though. Wouldn't dare to play copyrighted music on TikTok. Not after that ordeal with Mr. Blue Sky back in June. Was it June? No, it was later than June. It was August. Whenever I hit 5k, you all remember what happened. I hit 5,000 followers, I uploaded a thank you video that had Mr. Blue Sky in the background. TikTok took the audio down, twice. And then I had to re-edit it with me singing the song myself, which I think is still one of my pinned videos if you want to see it. But yeah, never again. Never again. Why would they do that, says Stormtrooper. So apparently, it's if you use more than 60 seconds of copyrighted audio, then they will remove the audio from your video. 59 seconds, that's fine. If I'd used 59 seconds of Mr. Blue Sky, totally above board and legal. But if you use 61 seconds of Mr. Blue Sky, you're a criminal. You're a lawbreaker. You need to be punished, and we're going to take down your video. Never post again. I don't know where the logic is in that, but there it is. Came across your channel a week or so ago. Are you still on the trip through Africa? Yes, I am. We're actually nearly at the end of our very long journey through Africa. If I just pull open the map now, you'll see that we are in South Africa, just heading towards Cape Town. We have driven all the way across Africa from Somalia, or Somaliland, I should say. Wait, which one's Somalia and which one's Somaliland? I get the two mixed up. I think this is Somalia. And I think the disputed bit is Somaliland. Please don't come for me if you're from Somalia and I've gotten it wrong. But we've driven all the way across Africa, and we are finally in the last stretch. Murphy says, why is Industries in your name? So the reason that my account is called Ashbridge Industries, it dates back to when I was at university. I have a bachelor's in game design. And obviously when you're studying a course like game design, you end up making quite a lot of games, or at least like prototype games. And you know, whenever you make prototype games and stuff like that, you need to have like a sort of brand name attached to it, like a company name. And I always used the company name Ashbridge Industries on all of my university projects. If I ever actually get round to making a game in real life, which you know, eventually I would like to, then again it would be published under that Ashbridge Industries name. So the name's just kind of stuck, and whenever I do anything in a sort of kind of official capacity, I always put the label Ashbridge Industries on it. Ashbridge, of course, being my surname. That's some effort, fair play. It wasn't easy, yeah. It's been a very, very long drive. I'm pretty sure we started it back in September. I'm sure it was that long ago. And obviously, you know, only doing 3 hours of driving every couple of weeks, it's going to take quite a few months to do it. But we have driven a very, very long way. Originally, we started back in the Faroe Islands, all the way up north of the UK. It's been an incredibly long drive. But yes, it is at last coming to an end. Another overgrown petrol station. Hey, as long as I can get petrol, diesel, as long as I can get diesel, I don't care how overgrown it is. Pull up for an African pasty, says Dr. Lancer. Go on. Can you imagine if there was actually a hunger mechanic in this game? Because there's a sleep mechanic, you know. You have to sleep every 11 hours. Imagine if there was a hunger mechanic as well, and you had to actually buy food at service stations. Someone should make a mod of that. Someone should add a hunger mod where you actually have to eat. How long's left of the drive, says Murphy? I would say maybe about an hour in real time. I hope, because I am not ending the stream until we've finished. But I'd say there's probably about an hour left to drive. Bear in mind, I'm a very poor judge of how long stuff actually takes in this game because of the time scale. But I would say about an hour. Rocco says, that's a sexy Scania. Thank you, Rocco. Love the Scania R730 and a very big fan of the paint job, if I do say so myself. Custom, of course. You won't get this one in the shops. Constantly hungry, says Jess. Yeah. Honestly, if there was a food mechanic, it'd probably be as annoying and intrusive as the sleep mechanic currently is. Thanks for following, Braden Turner. Oh, full beams this time, and let's make sure we mark the next rest point, which I think will probably be Beaufort West. Or this petrol station just before Beaufort West, because there isn't one actually in Beaufort West. Operation Airbus says, what's your favourite truck of all time? I would say this. I'm a big fan of the Scania Streamline. I have like 12 trucks in Euro Truck, but this is the one that I drive the most, and it is by far the one that I enjoy driving the most. It's just a great truck all round. It's very powerful. It can go anywhere. It's just a good truck. I like this truck. How are you, says Braden. I'm very good, Braden. Thank you very much. How are you doing? Neil Hamill, who sadly is no longer with us, he's just been muted. But Neil asks, show us your gear stick. There it is, Neil. There's the gear stick. Happy? Thanks for following, Rob. How much brake horsepower has your truck got, says Airbus. Good question. I actually don't know off the top of my head. I'll have to look in the garage manager, in the truck manager, to double check. Not that one. It's 700. Oh, it's 730 because it's a Scania Streamline R730. Probably should have guessed that from the name. So it's 730. It's not my most powerful truck. I do have a couple of Volvos that are 750, but they're also only 2-axled. This one obviously is an 8-wheeler, so definitely a lot more suited to heavier cargo. Helicopter, maybe not the heaviest cargo in the world, but I think the advantage of having a truck which is, you know, ready at all times for heavy cargo is that I can just drop this helicopter up and then straight away pick up a much heavier thing. I'd rather be over-prepared than under-prepared, you know what I mean? I'd rather take a truck that's too powerful for the cargo than a truck that's not powerful enough for the cargo, you know what I mean? With this truck, I can transport pretty much anything. Now, sorry to disappoint everyone, but I'm pretty sure that we are going to be on a pretty much dead straight road for the next 10 minutes or so. So there's really not going to be much to see. And it's nighttime, and you know I don't like driving at nighttime, but it has to be done. How long are you driving for, says Mark Monitor. We're driving until we reach Cape Town, which is our destination for this delivery. I'm thinking it's probably going to take about an hour or so. So I'd say maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock-ish for the end of today's stream, which is not as bad as I thought. I really thought I was going to end up streaming until 8 o'clock or something. I underestimated how quickly I'd actually get this done. Try and stay on the road, Saul. Hey, Becky, how are you doing? I'm guessing from the snowflake emojis in your username that you're ready for Christmas. As am I. Very excited. Only 1 week to go now. Well, 1 week to go till Christmas Eve. Can't believe it's next week. I know it comes around so quickly, honestly. You should customise one of your trucks for Christmas, says Operation Airbus. I would have done, but this is really the only stream of Euro Truck that I'm going to be doing in December, so there wasn't really much point in doing it for the sake of one stream. Where's your decorations, says Becky. They're all downstairs, Becky. I was just saying earlier, last Christmas we threw away a few of our older Christmas decorations. So when we went to put the decorations up this year, we didn't have as many as I thought we were going to have. So we didn't really have any spare for me to put in my bedroom. So there's plenty of Christmas decorations downstairs, just not in my room. Yeah, don't worry. It's all very nicely decorated in the living room. It's a veritable winter wonderland down there. But up here, it's just another day at the office. Are you in a... Does that say VLC or VTC, says Carl? I'm not sure what that is, Carl. If that's a truck term, I'm not familiar with it. Like I say, I'm not an expert on trucks, sorry. Surprised you haven't got a Lego decoration for your desk, says Becky. Funny you should say that, Becky, because I actually did buy some Lego decorations. When I went Christmas shopping a couple of weeks ago, and I bought quite a lot from the Lego shop. Not for myself. There was a lot in there that I wanted to buy for myself. But I restrained myself. I did buy quite a lot of stuff in there for other people, though, because I'm not the only person in my family who's a big fan of Lego. But while we were there, there was... I saw these Lego baubles, like little decorations that you can hang on the Christmas tree. And they, like, had... like, there was a reindeer one, a Santa one, a snowman one. I forget what the fourth one was. There was a present-shaped one, and they were only a tenner. So I bought those, like, kind of for myself, just as a little thing to build, but also as a Christmas decoration to go on the tree. So yes, technically I did buy some Lego Christmas decorations this year, but they're not on my desk. They're on the tree. Oh, a VTC is a company, so you can join people in a convoy, says Carl. Yeah, I'm not really doing any convoys at the minute. I do plan on doing them in future, so I'll have to look into that, look into setting all that up further down the line. But like I say, at the minute, I'm single player only for Euro Truck. The Lego baubles sound amazing, says Becky. Yeah, they are really cool. I say baubles. They're not baubles in the sense of like spherical baubles. They're just like decorations that hang on the tree. But they're really cool. And they were only a tenner. Like there were a lot of other Christmas decorations. Like there's a Lego wreath, which was about £50, and it looks absolutely amazing. But I wouldn't want to buy a Lego Christmas decoration for that price, because after Christmas, what do you do with it? Whereas with the baubles, they're only a tenner, so I didn't feel really bad about doing that. And like with the pumpkin that I got for Halloween, that was a free gift that I got because I bought the insect collection and it came free as a gift with purchase. I like the idea of festive Lego. I like the idea of getting special Lego sets for Halloween and Christmas and Easter and stuff like that. But I wouldn't want to pay too much for a set that's, you know, can only really be displayed at a certain time of year. Oh, my game just froze a little bit there. Sorry about that. Thank you for following, by the way, Carl Barrett, who says a VTC... next comment. Come and join us at Ava's Haulage. I'll bear it in mind. Like I say, in the new year, I do plan on doing some convoys, so I might have a look into it. Thank you very much. Thanks for following, by the way, Operation Airbus. Okay, I think we can just drive straight on past Beaufort West, because we've still got plenty of time before we need to sleep. Let's go to Welgemued. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. Are you still driving in Africa, says Weather. Yes, we are. We are very, very close now. Less than 20 hours to go and only 278 miles. It's been a hell of a drive. It's taken me about 8 or 9 streams to get all the way down here. But we have done it. We've driven all the way across Europe and Africa. When we get to our destination as well, I want to actually count how many countries we've driven through. I think it's 25. If I've counted correctly, I think we've driven through 25 countries, but I want to check on the map when we get there. 25 countries and 10,000 miles, all with this helicopter on the back. Was it Egypt to South Africa, says Weather? It was the Faroe Islands to South Africa. So if you don't know where the Faroe Islands are, they're north of the UK. So we've driven all the way across Scotland, England, France, Germany, right across Europe, all the way through the Middle East, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Palestine, then into Africa, Somaliland, Kenya, Zambia. I just don't know why I went the wrong way around that roundabout. Pro mods, says Sam. Yes, I do have pro mods, as well as quite a lot of other mods as well. Obviously, pro mods is only Europe and the Middle East. All the Africa stuff and East Asian stuff and that kind of thing, that's all from other mods as well. I've actually got 140 mods in my current mod list, so there's a lot of stuff in there. Jono says, can you have breakdowns or blown tyres, and do you need to refuel? Yes, so there is fuel consumption in the game. You do need to refuel. You can't really get blown tyres in the sense that you can actually see the tyres being damaged outside the truck. The truck does get damaged and it affects the performance. Like, if the engine gets damaged too much, then you know, it might grind gears and stuff like that. If the tyres get damaged, then you might not get as much grip on the road and stuff like that. But you can't actually physically see the damage on the truck, unfortunately. How much damage on the copter, says Becky? The helicopter is 9% damaged, unfortunately. Bear in mind it's been a 10,000 mile drive, and there have been quite a few little collisions along the way, and a couple of slightly more major ones as well. So I think we've done well to get it here with less than 10% damage, to be honest. Don't speak too soon, Sol. There's still 226 miles to go. Thanks for following Tot Pants. That's not bad, says Becky. Yeah, I think we've done quite well, to be honest. For the distance we've driven, that's less than 1% damage per 1,000 miles. So I really don't think that's bad at all, to be honest. I can tell you one thing, though. I will not be doing a job this long again for a very long time. When I bring back Euro Truck in the new year, we're going to focus on shorter drives, because this has been... It's gotten tedious, I'll be honest. I would like to deliver some other things apart from this damn helicopter. So yeah, next year we'll focus on shorter drives. Minus the posts, says yes. Yeah, we don't talk about the posts. That never happened. That was an aborted timeline. Remember? You have no memory of it because we rewrote time and it didn't happen. Blame the other drivers, says Becky. Yeah, it wasn't my fault. Any collisions we did have were the fault of other drivers. Mostly motorcyclists. It has to be said. I'm not even joking. A lot of the accidents that we have had were because of motorcyclists. Definitely nothing to do with the fact that I can't drive. And that I'm frequently either on the wrong side of the road or off the road completely. Okay, welcome Wed. Again, probably saying that wrong. Sorry if I am. It doesn't help when you look away either. That is very true. It doesn't help that I'm having to look at chat every 5 minutes. So in a way, really, it's your fault. It's you guys. Stop leaving comments for me to read out. Ooh, engine off. I kid, of course. I love reading your comments. Don't stop. Don't ever change. Oh. Wait, where's the rest point? Is there... Is there not a rest point here? I don't think there is. The petrol station doesn't even have a rest point. What sort of petrol station's that? Oh my god, there's no way. The next petrol station is 8 hours 40 minutes away. I didn't even think to check. I just automatically assumed that it's a petrol station. It's going to have a rest point because they always have rest points. How does it not have a rest point? How long till you fall asleep? 6.5 hours, which is not bad actually. In fact, we might even be able to make it to this next one if we floor it. But it's not ideal. Can't you put chat in front of you, says Becky? Well, back when I first started streaming Euro Truck, I did used to have the chat on my main monitor, but it covered up. Like, I had to either have the game in a window and have the chat to the side, or have the game full screen and have the chat covering part of the screen, right? And I just don't like the chat covering the screen when I'm trying to see what I'm doing in the game, you know what I mean? So the best solution, really, is to have it on this little monitor to the side, which, as much as it does distract me sometimes, like I say, I think it's the best option. And it gives me some use for this little monitor, because this little monitor really isn't, like, usable for much else. I can't play games on it or anything, because it's so tiny. I think we're going to make it, though. I don't think we need to panic too much. Whoa! You could move the little monitor in front of your screen, says Operation Airbus. I mean, probably, yeah, I could. The thing is, it's not really practical, because this little monitor here doesn't have any, like, stand or anything. Like, I can't stand it up vertically on the desk. It's literally just the actual screen. And it fits perfectly on top of this side panel. That's why I have it where it is. If it were possible to have it, like, sitting in front of my screen like that, then it probably would be a better option. But like I say, it just so happens to be the perfect size to fit above my side panel here, which is why I have it where it is. Have it leaning in front of the screen, or use a book to lean it up. I could do that again. You know, that is definitely an option. But I like it where it is, though. I'm quite happy with it where it is, to be honest. Like I say, it might distract my attention from my main monitor every now and then, but it works quite nicely. The other thing as well that you have to remember is that some of my games I stream on my second monitor, which is to the right there. Like when I'm playing Minecraft or Factorio, I'm streaming from my second monitor. So having the monitor here means that I can see it when I'm looking at my main monitor, and I can also see it when I'm playing at my second monitor. Like it has to be in the middle, in between my two other monitors, so that I can always see it no matter which screen I'm using. What time are you on till, says It's Jack. I am on until I finish this drive. We're only 90 miles away from Cape Town, so we are nearly there. Probably another half an hour or so. Undertaking on the hard shoulder, says Rose. You know it. I have never made any claims to be a safe driver. PC specs, says Standby Gaming. Yes, my current specs are Intel i5 11400F CPU. Hold on a minute. NVIDIA GTX 2070. That's an 8GB GPU and 32 gigs of RAM. I should have that written on the palm of my hand or something, because people ask me that every stream, and I always have to remember what my specs actually are. But yeah, an i5 processor, 32 gigs RAM, 8 gig GPU. And a lot of storage, because I have so many games. And they take up so much space. Hey Saul, says Z? Is that Z? Hey, how you doing? How much was your PC, says A? It was £1,012. From Bedrock Computers. You may recall that Bedrock Computers is also where I bought my previous PC from, which was £450. Big upgrade though, this new one compared to my old one. Pretty expensive, says A. I don't think it is actually that expensive at all, considering the fact that it's pre-built and they put it all together for you. I think it's a very good price. You know, it is refurbished parts, so buying a PC with the same specs, brand new, would cost like twice the price. It could have been cheaper if I'd built it myself, but I don't really feel comfortable doing that. I've never attempted to build a computer myself, and I don't think I will for a long time. So yeah, I think considering the fact that it's pre-built, you choose exactly what you want in it, and they put it together for you. I think it's a really good price for what you get. Do you feel the difference, says Becky? Certainly do, yeah. It's way more powerful than my old PC. It's very noticeably more powerful than my old PC. Back on my old PC, I could only play Euro Truck on medium graphics for streaming. This is on ultra graphics right now. This is on the highest graphics setting. I couldn't even imagine streaming a game on ultra high graphics on my old PC. I mean, there were some games that I couldn't even stream at all on my old PC. Like, I could not stream Train Simulator on my old PC. But I have streamed Train Simulator on this PC. So it's definitely an upgrade in many ways. Why is it not giving me the... It's not giving me the option to sleep. I need to sleep. Let me try and turn around. How much left, says Max? Probably about half an hour left now. We're less than 100 miles to go. Oh, it's at the other side. That's what... Okay, that makes more sense. It is an actual truck parking space for a change. There we go. Our final rest, because we are going to be finishing the drive in the next cycle. Thanks for following Logan Lakey. Standby Gaming says, what mod is that for no UI? It's not a mod, it's actually in the settings. You can turn off the UI. Oh, you mean the icons in-game, like the one for the pump? That is a mod, yeah. So I do have a mod active that removes all of the, like, zone markers. Well, it doesn't actually remove them, it replaces them. So if I go to the petrol station here again for a second. Oh, no. No, whoop. I forgot which button was the windscreen wipers. Whoops. But yeah, if I come here, these manhole covers are actually the zone markers. So if I stop on top of the manhole cover, that's when it gives me the option. But yeah, it just you know, makes it a little bit more realistic because you don't have the big green symbols floating and stuff like that. What's the mod called, says Standby Gaming. I will have to check my mod list real quick, because I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I've got the mod list up here. The mod is called... it's called HN Immersive Symbols Extreme. And it is available on the Steam Workshop as well. So if you just go on the Steam Workshop and type in immersive symbols, it'll probably be the first result. So it shouldn't be too hard for you to find. But it gets rid of all the in-game zone markers and stuff like that. So ferries, border checkpoints, refuel places, all of that. It replaces all of the UI markers for those. Appreciate it. No worries, Standby Gaming. And if you want to see my full mod list, like I mentioned earlier, if you join the Discord, in the truck channel of the Discord server, there is a link to my full mod list if you want to play with the same mods that I'm using right now. I like your truck, says Logan. Thank you very much, Logan. It is, of course, the wonderful Scania Streamline R730 in the colours of the Trans Pride flag. Thanks for following Jack Anderson DJI. Much appreciated. Whoa, what is going on with this road? Less than 2 hours of driving to go. This is... It's less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes to go, guys. I can't quite believe this is happening. We have been driving for the last 3 months on this one drive. And we're actually at the last... This is it. We're actually about to arrive at the final destination. Are you in South Africa, says Standby Gaming? Yes, we are going to Cape Town, South Africa. We're currently a couple of hours away. And of course it would be raining. On the day that we finally arrive at our destination, the culmination of 3 months of driving, and the day that we actually get here, it's pissing it down. That's life. That's how it be. Becky says, you're going to be rich. I hope so, Becky. The job is worth $1.5 million, but we have got 10% cargo damage, so that's going to be quite a big subtraction from our fee. As I've said in the past, we don't really have to worry about money too much anyway, because I've got 10 mil already. But hopefully we'll get a decent wage from this job. Am I in a VTC, says Standby Gaming? I'm not currently, no. Like I said earlier, I don't really do convoys, but in the new year I do want to get more into the multiplayer side of the game. Convoys, Truckers MP, that kind of thing. So I will look into it. Oh my god, we're here. Cape Town discovered. We made it. We actually made it. you honestly, I cannot say what this means to me. I'm speechless. And of course, ending it with one last collision. We've done it. Now, where's the delivery place? I think it's the FedEx place. Proceed to unloading area. Thanks for following, by the way, Standby Gaming. Here we are. Oh yeah, the traffic cones as well. That's another thing from the immersive symbols mod. So instead of having a big white outline of where we need to go, it has the traffic cones instead. It's a really good mod, honestly. It's such a small thing, but it really does make the game feel that little bit more immersive, you know? The traffic cones themselves don't have any collision on, as you can probably tell. We made it, says Stormtrooper. We certainly did. So before I actually cash in the job, let's just, for the record, go back and see what we've just actually done. So we started this drive here. We picked up the helicopter in Tórshavn in September. It was September when we started this job. Okay? We have driven through, get ready to count, the Faroe Islands, Scotland, England, France, Belgium, Germany, Austria, Slovakia, I think that is, Hungary. No, wait. No, we didn't go through Slovakia, did we? We took a detour and we went via Croatia instead. Oh god, I knew we should have written this down sooner, because I actually can't quite remember the route that we took now. We definitely went through Ljubljana, which is that Slovenia? I think. So, wait. Hang on. Let me recount again. So, Faroe Islands, Scotland, England, France, Belgium, Germany, that's 6. Austria, that's 7. Slovenia, that's 8. Croatia, that's 9. Serbia, that's 10. Did we go through Kosovo? I can't remember if we went through Kosovo, but I think we did. I'm going to say we did, because I'm 95% sure we did. So, Kosovo, that's 11. Bulgaria, 12. Turkey, 13. Syria, 14. Lebanon, 15. Israel, 16. Palestine, 17. Jordan, 18. Egypt, 19. Somalia, 20. Kenya, 21. South Sudan, 22. Oh, no, that's Uganda, sorry, 22. Tanzania, 23. No, we didn't go through Uganda, sorry. Take one off. We didn't go through Uganda. So 22. Zambia, 23. Botswana, 24. South Africa, 25. We have driven through 25 countries to get here. Let's see how much we get. Reasonable. half a mil penalty. We got £500,000 penalty because the cargo was 9% damaged. That's a third. That's a third of the job. That's a third of the money we lost because the cargo was damaged. But we got 700k, so it's not too bad. I think 700k for a 10,000 mile drive through 25 countries, maybe not quite as much as I was expecting. But again, I've got 11 mil anyway. There's, you know, I can't really complain. We got 11.1 million. So here we are in South Africa. Before I end the stream, let's see the sights of South Africa, if there are any. Let's head down here. What can you spend the money on, says Z. You can spend the money on upgrades for your truck. You can get new trucks, new trailers. You can hire new drivers, you can buy garages. There's quite a few things that you can spend it on. But as you can probably tell, it gets to a point where you kind of have too much money to spend, because there's not really anything else that I need to buy with it. Speech time, says Stormtrooper. Okay. Friends, Romans, countrymen. I forget how the rest of that speech goes. Thank you very much for joining me for this incredible drive across half the known world. Join me in the new year for more Euro Truck Simulator. Jess says, great stream, thanks for the mod. Can do any time I'm on. When's the next stream? So the next live stream is going to be Factorio on Thursday, and then after that there will be Train Simulator on Saturday, and that will be the final live stream of the year. Sod this. Even the AI traffic crashes into the AI traffic. I still can't believe we've actually finished this job. It's taken so long. But we've done it. We've actually done it. It's over. Imagine doing it in real life, says Becky. God, I cannot imagine. Is there a ferry? Can we take the ferry? Is this an actual working ferry, or is it just decorative? If I can actually take this ferry, that would be really cool. Oh, I think it's just a decorative one. There's no marker. Now that is a real shame. It would have been cool if we could have just got straight on the ferry and then gone straight back to the UK after that incredible drive. That would have been the perfect way to end it. Unfortunately, we can't. This ferry is non-functional, but as the title of the stream is Home in Time for Christmas, so before I end the stream, we are going to have to go back to the UK. I'm not going to drive it, though. I'm going to fast travel back to the UK. And because my hometown of Doncaster is not actually represented here in Euro Truck, I'm going to go to Sheffield, which is the next best thing. So let's fast travel to Sheffield. Which I'm sure is going to cost an absolute fortune. £16,000 to fast travel to Sheffield. Good God. Oh. That was quick, though. And just like that, we're back in the UK. That's it. That's all she wrote. Nothing else to do. We've done the drive. We've came back home. We're back in time for Christmas, as the title of the stream suggests. That is where I'm going to end it for Euro Truck Simulator this year. And yes, just to reiterate once again for everyone out there, this was my final Euro Truck stream of the year. There will be no more Euro Truck now until 2025, so thank you all very much for joining me for Euro Truck Simulator throughout this year. It's been a lot of fun, but all good things must come to an end. It is only 1 week till Christmas, and obviously I'm not going to be streaming during Christmas week. Okay, I'm back. It does that sometimes. thank you, Saul, for letting me be part of the journey. Thank you, Stormtrooper. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You're very welcome. Merry Christmas, says Operation Airbus. Thank you very much. Yeah, like I say, this is the last Euro Truck stream of the year, but I do still have a couple more two more streams coming up this week. I've got Factorio on Thursday and Train Simulator on Saturday, so do join me for those. But yeah, we are very close now to the end of 2024. There's not much content left to come. I do have a video coming out later this week, as I teased earlier in the video. I'm not going to tell earlier in the stream. Sorry, I'm not going to tell you what the video is, but I am going to be uploading a video on Friday, and that will be my last video of the year. And then again, Train Simulator on Saturday will be the last proper live stream of the year. Thanks everyone for joining me. If you are interested in supporting me, then please do follow if you haven't already. If you'd like to support me financially, then please consider checking out my Patreon. Thank you very much to my current Patreon supporters, Kate, Sophie, Jess, and Daniel. There's a link in my bio if you'd like to support me there. It only costs £1 a month. And also don't forget to join the Discord if you want to keep up to date with when I'm going live, when I'm uploading videos, and just generally have an opportunity to chat with me outside of TikTok. So please do consider checking that out as well. Is it a piano video, says Stormtrooper? I can't say. You'll find out on Friday. But that is going to be all from me for today. Thank you all once again so very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this incredible journey across Africa, Europe, and a bit of Asia as well. It's been very fun, but I would like to take a break from Euro Truck for a while after this. Excuse me. So yeah. Bye everybody. I'll see you on Friday. On Thursday. I'll see you on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. See you later. Bye bye everybody.